I had to dip into the greenhouse to get some Kleenex. Cold weather makes my nose run. So this is what's left in here. My mint is blooming. There's nothing better than anything blooming in the winter. These are being treated for aphids. I let this one dry out and it just went flat. Starving for water. Thirsty. But they're both being treated for aphids. Mistake. I made a mistake. I put herbs down here. Mint and oregano. And they need to come out because I have them on the heat mat. I'm thinking heat. That's not what they need. They need sun. So what we have now I call unlight, meaning the sun's not out, but it somewhat shines through the clouds, whether we know it or not. If we're outside and getting fresh air and exercise it's good for your body. It's good for your soul. It's good for your health. But that was a mistake, and I'm going to take them out. And I'll use that warm spot for something else if I think of it. But they need sun. Their demise is going to be not enough light. It's not going to get light under there. It's too shady. And I put a top on this to hold the heat in because of the heat mat. This is getting ready to bloom. This is the first time I've done this herb. And the name has left me. I can't think of it now. You probably know it by what it looks like. But this is my first time doing this, and I'll remember the name in a minute. Usually I remember this one. But what I'm excited about is the flowers, which is where coriander. You get the seeds. The coriander are the seeds. And then the plant, flat leaf parsley, I think. Some people like it, some people love it, some people don't. But this is my first year growing it, and I'm pretty stoked about it. And I have some winter sowing jugs in here. Snapdragons. Oh, my milkweed is already sprouted, so I have it in here on a heat mat. I pulled this very green pot out of the garden before the weather went really bad. Celery, and it looks like tomatoes coming up in there. There was just this big patch of green. Wasn't sure what it was at the stage I pulled it up, but it's celery and I think tomatoes. I planted a kind of spinach there that never came up. I was hoping that's what it was. This is the pot that made my light fall. This is really heavy. It's a mixed herb pot. It was hanging up here with the light, but on the other side. And the string broke. The wire that we had wired nutted there. Back to work. The heat mats are reading 68 and 69. I have them set for 60. So that just means it's warmer in here than what I have the heat mat set for, and they're not going to come on unless it gets colder than that. So I moved the mint to the back on the heat mat because mint likes heat, oregano doesn't. Put my little thermometer from the chicken coop into here while I'm adjusting the heater down. I think I'm going to turn it down just a tiny bit more. But I didn't see what it got down to last night, just what it was when I came in. Maybe I'll wait. So I have cleaning up to do in here. Once I get everything in the right spot, then I have to go back through and clean. I moved the fan, so the sun's coming out and it's getting stuffy in here, so I have to see if the fan will move back and forth without hitting the greenhouse. It did hit a little bit. It's perfect now. And it's on a timer, so I don't have to worry about if I shut it off or not. It'll go off before dark, probably just before dark.